On today's episode of DAPA.DANIEL, we're gonna be talking about 28 neighborhoods today on this video. 1999, 4-bed, 3.5 bath, currently listed at $875,000. This one has an HOA of $3,640 annually, and there's an active 1994. Next neighborhood is Preston Ridge. That's gonna be over to the left. Is this a pink zebra? Oh goodness. Oh goodness, I don't know about the red and the pink. Oh, don't hit the mailbox there, Chick-fil-A. So that makes sense. Howdy folks, what is going on? Today we are driving down Park over here in Plano, Texas, just continuing on our driving every street of Plano, Texas video series. This one's gonna be a fairly long one today, kind of like the other ones. We're going from the west side over to the east side. Hebron Parkway actually turns into Park here at the intersection at like the shops at Willow Bend. That's the mall over here to the left section that's going over some like new developments. They're kind of redoing some things and turning it into more of like a mixed use development with like hotels, apartments, and then they're still kind of keeping part of the mall. There's some other shopping things around this intersection at Park and Dallas Parkway. You got plenty of restaurants around here. There's fast food restaurants, regular type of restaurants with kind of like with like waiters and waitresses and things like that. There's also some auto repair shops and ER. The Costco is also close to here, down off of Dallas Parkway where Plano Parkway is as well. Plano Parkway will be the next video I do after this one, and then after Plano Parkway we'll start getting into the roads that go like north to south within Plano. Last week, I'm sorry I didn't post a video like this driving tour. I was doing some other things and had some other meetings and couldn't get around to it, and we had some choppy weather here and there, so I'm back at it today. So shout out to everyone that looks forward to these videos. We're gonna be talking about 28 neighborhoods today on this video, and we're going over Parkwood now. And then the first neighborhood we're gonna be going into is the Willow Bend Polo Estates, which is a cool little neighborhood over here with some pretty nice houses. There's also some new construction that's going on in here. You don't usually see this. You're not gonna see this through the rest of the video. It's kind of interesting over here. They actually have some lots available. Looks like Bob Thompson homes are getting built within here. They also have some townhomes within here. The HOA in this neighborhood is $2,000 annually, and then there is an active currently right now, a 1999 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,797 square feet, currently listed at $875,000 at $230 per square foot. This neighborhood is really nice. It's got some pretty homes, and then you got some of these bigger trees kind of in the front yards, and maybe some small walking trails. Not like nature trails, but there's gonna be enough sidewalks to kind of walk around in this neighborhood. But I really do like the aesthetic of this neighborhood because all the houses, even though they're not on like the biggest lots, they still feel like they're pretty good sized homes, and they also have like a pretty good variety within here as well. See, they're just building up. I don't know if these are going to be townhomes. They might be zero lot lines, but that'll be interesting. You can see some of these other homes in here have like that stucco look, and then you got like the complete opposite where it's like traditional and like all brick. So like I said, a good variety in here. And then there are some other homes. You get like a little backup view to like a little pond area they have in some parts of the neighborhood. Not all parts of the neighborhood have like a pond. There's just some little creeks that kind of run in through here. All right, and then across the street is Steeplechase, which has an HOA of $560 annually. They have no actives in there. We're back on Park, and then Willow Bend kind of has different neighborhoods with it. That one was the Willow Bend Polo Estates. The next neighborhood we're gonna go into is also gonna be Willow Bend. And then the Cliffs of Glen is over to the right, and that's kind of along the golf course. So once you get to this section, you can kind of see parts of Glen Eagles. There's a neighborhood in there that's gated. There's an HOA of $2,800 annually, and there's an active 1999 4-bed, 6-bath, 7,052 square feet listed at $3,245,000 at $460 per square foot. This one's Willow Bend Country. So some of the biggest homes, nicest homes. These are like older aesthetic, but I mean really nice homes within this neighborhood. This is just like another extension of Willow Bend. There's kind of just different subdivisions with the name Willow Bend in it. This is Willow Bend Country. This one has an HOA of $3,640 annually, and there's an active 1994 5-bed, 5.5 bath, 6,541 square feet. Listed at $2,999,999 at $458 per square foot. And these homes are kind of like hidden a little bit back behind some of the trees. You have some of these ones that kind of pop out in the front of the lot, but oh geez, I'm gonna get hit by a FedEx truck. That was close. FedEx was coming in hot there. I feel like I've almost been hit by another FedEx truck on another video, but whatever. All right, you can kind of see the curb appeal with these ones. It looks like they're doing a new construction on this one. I wonder if they've just are totally doing a new construction one, but they might have just been completely redoing the outside of that home and just updating it. That's a super modern house there. Really good mix of homes in here, but you're gonna have homes at like 6,000, 7,000 square feet. And then across the street from here is gonna be the same way as well with the style homes. It's just that the neighborhood on the south side is gonna be more homes that are along the golf course. But Glen Eagles, if you are into golf, that would be the golf course that's kind of close to these homes along here. I kind of like this entryway they have that with this neighborhood. It kind of runs a little bit further back, but Willow Bend is a pretty big neighborhood that kind of runs along Parker Road. The next neighborhood is Kingsborough and Old Shepherd Place. That one is also across the street, located right along the golf course. That one's gonna have an HOA of $1,000 annually, and there's no actives in there. There's also the Estates of Glen Eagles. The HOA in that one is $515 annually, no actives within there. And you might be able to see part of that neighborhood, but really along here, it's gonna just be a bunch of trees where these neighborhoods are kind of hidden back. If you guys have seen some of my previous videos on some of the other driving tours around Plano at like the beginning of those videos, you can see at least some of the neighborhoods and houses. Along Park on this side with these really expensive homes, it's a lot of tree lines. Now this is Old Shepherd Place. There's also Kingsborough, like I was talking about just a little bit ago on the right side. There's a few neighborhoods within this section kind of along the golf course, but this is the Estates of Glen Eagles. Kind of see what these homes look like. Oh, look at this guy. This guy's got a nice little red Porsche out front. Oh, that's a little swag. I don't know if that popped up on the camera, but I'm sure there's some people with some really nice cars within this neighborhood, because this is going to be the section with like, not the oldest homes within Plano, but they're also going to be like some of the most expensive on this side. As we travel a little bit further down in this video and head more towards 75, these homes are going to get a lot cheaper. But over in this section, kind of between Preston Road and Dallas Parkway, are some of like the most expensive homes within Plano. You'd only get a more expensive home within Plano if it was like new construction, kind of more on like the west side, or if it was kind of like more on the northwest side of Plano, maybe over by like the Shops of Legacy, where they have like, you know, smaller homes, 0 lot lines over there selling for just about the same. But those homes are more new than these homes in here, which these homes are dating back to the 1990s. Across the street from here is Willow Bend Lakes. That one has an HOA of $2,150 annually, and there's currently no actives within there. And if we kept going a little bit further back down that road, we would have ran into the Fairways of Glen Eagles. That one has an HOA of $350 annually. They have an active in there, a 1993 4-bed, 4.5 bath, 5,517 square feet, listed at $1,224,000 at $222 per square foot. And that's gonna do it for the neighborhoods before you get to Preston Road. So a lot of those homes over in this section are around the golf course, and then it kind of gets a little bit more just like subdivisions, not as many golf course over when we you start getting closer towards 75 highway. Probably within the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll be at like the middle point of Plano, between like the Dallas Parkway and 75 highway. And then this area here, before you actually get over Preston Road, and then a little bit after Preston Road, is another like shopping area. They have banks, restaurants, other type of department stores along here too. So at Preston and Park, another area where if you want to go out, have something nice to eat, or have to go run some errands, there should be plenty of options over on this side. There's also like a Trader Joe's along here, Boston Market, I'm just naming Chick-fil-A, Market Street, T-Mobile store. So I mean, like I said, they have like a wide range in here. Then going right down Preston at this point would run you into the George Bush Turnpike or George Bush Tollway. And that's about 3 lights down. So that would take you not even like 8 to 10 minutes from this point to hop onto that. If you need to go maybe out to like Irving or Carrollton, or maybe go all the way out towards Saxe, you kind of get the best of both worlds in this section where you get George Bush Turnpike, and then you also get the Dallas North Tollway. So if you need to go east or west or north or south, you got those 2 highway systems that are pretty close to this point, which would be nice if you are a commuter having to kind of get out and go out to work, or travel down to the airport. Either airport like DFW or Love Field, still relatively quick in my opinion to get down to, because you live off those highway systems. This is Preston Park Village over to the right side, so more restaurants along here. And then you also got more restaurants over to the left side. There's also like a movie theater over on this side as well, but just more shopping and things over on this side. I do like this shopping compared to like the other videos through those like intersections where they have like the commercial developments. I think this one, Park Road and Preston, and these areas along Dallas Parkway, I think Park offers like the best amenities along it when it comes to like restaurants and things like that. All right, the next neighborhood is Preston Ridge. That's gonna be over to the left. You can kind of see like the bricked up wall and then see like the roof line of those houses. That's Preston Ridge over there. They have an HOA of nothing. There's an active in there, a 1981 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,274 square feet, listed at $510,000 at $224 per square foot. So with these homes now, curb appeal is gonna be a lot different than what we were seeing before. The other neighborhood on the other side, on this right side, is 544 Place. There's an HOA of nothing in there. They have an active 1979 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,568 square feet, listed at $450,000 at $175 per square foot. And then this neighborhood on the right that we're going to turn into is Highlands North. There's an HOA of nothing in here. And then they do have an active, a 1985 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,795 square feet, listed at $584,000 at $209 per square foot. These last 3 neighborhoods I've been talking about, they all have like the same type of houses in here. They all kind of look the same, so I just jumped into this one, but they're all gonna relatively look like this, where they have like 1970, 1980, 1990, and they're all gonna kind of be like this flatter home. Some of them are 2-story within here. Majority of them are gonna be 1-story, but still not a lack of big trees within this neighborhood too. Because I'm like driving down the street and there's shade all over the street, which would be kind of nice to be able to walk around here. On like a hot summer day in Texas. Okay, this is, I can't get out this way. Let's see. And there's some townhomes over in this section here. Oh, that is a curb. That was my rim. I'm so sorry, Lexus. I am so sorry. And then across the street from this neighborhood, there's actually 2 neighborhoods. You have Preston Cove, which the HOA in there is nothing. They have an active 1980 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,734 square feet, listed at $485,000 at $279 per square foot. And then directly across from this neighborhood, that you can kind of see the backs of the homes, is Shadow Run. HOA in there of nothing. They have an active 1981 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,752 square feet, listed at $449,000 at $256 per square foot. So you can kind of see there's a pretty big drop off from when you drive over Preston Road and get over to like this section of where these homes are at. These homes are a lot smaller, so it is going to be, you know, cheaper, but they're pretty close to each other, where like on the west side of Preston, you have homes that are like 3 million, 4 million, 2 million, and then you get over Preston, you start running into homes that are like $500,000, 400,000, maybe some $300,000 priced homes in there if they're like a townhome. And then this is Coit Road that we're about to be going over. The shopping and things in here is going to look a lot older. Little bit, just a little bit more crusty maybe than some of the other shops we were kind of at the beginning. At this intersection, there's a couple gas stations, pharmacy. There's also like an AMC movie theater over on this section. And then you got just some like random hole in the wall shops and restaurants over on this section too. The next neighborhood we're going to be going into is Dallas North Estates. There's an HOA of none in there. They do have an active, a 1978 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,112 square feet, listed at $499,000 at $236 per square foot. Almost ran into that cone. There's just a random cone there. Why is there just a random cone? Are they wanting someone to hit that? And then across from this neighborhood is River Bend, which is a little bit bigger of a neighborhood. There's an HOA of nothing in there, and then they also have no actives as well. But let's go through this. And drive down in here. So this is the Dallas North Estates. A lot of these homes now are gonna have like an HOA of nothing. Which means that they don't have an HOA. I feel like I drove through one neighborhood and it actually did have an HOA, but it cost nothing, which didn't make a lot of sense to me. But okay, look at this house. This one is, they painted the brick, but then they got a yellow door. That is, we'll just chalk it up to interesting. You know they got no HOA when they got a yellow front door, you know? Like, tell me you got no HOA without telling me you got no HOA. Then before we get to Independence Parkway, there's gonna be one last neighborhood, and that is gonna be Huntington Park, and that's gonna be over here towards the left. No HOA in there, and then there's also no actives currently within that neighborhood, but it's still gonna be kind of the same look as those other neighborhoods we've kind of gone through so far over on this section. At this point, the neighborhoods aren't gonna really change in aesthetic. Maybe once we get over 75 Highway, there's gonna be a couple more neighborhoods that have like a little bit bigger homes that look a little bit more modern. Still gonna be like older, traditional type homes, but I say in the sense of modern is like, you know, comparing it with those homes that we've just driven by, where like you can just kind of look at them and know that they're very old in the sense of like 1970s, 1980s. This high school here is Plano Senior at Independence Parkway. And across from Plano Senior is gonna be the neighborhood Prairie Creek Estates. And we're gonna hop into this neighborhood and show you what these homes look like. They have an HOA of nothing, and then an active 1974 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,583 square feet, listed at $575,000 at $220 per square foot. Oh, I thought this was a turn-in. It is not. Well, that is my mistake. All right, I might not be able to get into the Prairie Creek Estates. Might be a little bit further down. Next to the Prairie Creek Estates is, wait, can we do this? Can we do this? Yes, we can. All right, let's go in here. So this is the Prairie Creek Estates, and then right next to Prairie Creek Estates is Casterly. And then right next to the Prairie Creek Estates is another neighborhood called Casterly. They're kind of next to each other. That neighborhood also has an HOA of nothing, and then there's no actives within there as well. These homes here, a little bit bigger than some of those other ones we've gone through. They do still have like those regular homes. I say regular homes, like those one-story ones that have just like one roof line. But it does look like some bigger 2-story homes are in this neighborhood as well. Across the street from those neighborhoods that you can see is Timber Creek Estates. It's gonna have an HOA of nothing, and then they have an active 1972 4-bed, 3-bath, 2,489 square feet, listed at $579,000 at $232 per square foot. This road is Stratford that we're going over. Not really a major road in Plano, but if you guys are kind of trying to keep up with me on a map, that's the road that we just went over there. On the outside of the neighborhood, up along Custer, not really a whole bunch of shops. There is a Walgreens pharmacy here. And then one of like the last farms around Plano is over on this section too. So you got all of these subdivisions, all these neighborhoods, and then there's just like cows over here on this section. And this is at Custer and Park. Looks like there's also some, I don't know if those are, I can't tell from here if those are donkeys or if those are horses. No, they're donkeys. This neighborhood here is Park Creek. There's an HOA of $385 annually, and then there's no actives as well within this one. Pitman Creek is the neighborhood next door that we'll be driving in through as well. These two neighborhoods are connected with each other. The HOA within here is nothing. There is an active in here, a 1984 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,131 square feet, listed at $520,000 at $244 per square foot. But once again, pretty simple homes within here. Oh, look, they painted one white. That's what they be doing. When in doubt, paint it white. And then these homes, you can kind of tell the difference from like these new construction homes that are getting built up on North Dallas. Is like these homes all have alleyways with them. They don't have the garage in the front. Kind of like what you see with some of the other new neighborhoods with like the 40-foot lots, and even the 50s or 60s or 70-foot lots, they'll have those garages in the front. Is this a zebra? Is this a pink zebra? Oh goodness. Oh goodness, I don't know about the red and the pink. I don't know how I feel about that one. It's a zebra. Well, maybe it's a Z lady. So across from this neighborhood is gonna be Brierwood. That one's gonna have an HOA of nothing, and then they're gonna have an active, a 1984 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,176 square feet, listed at $575,000 at $181 per square foot. So now we're getting over into the section where a little bit older of homes. They're on pretty good size home, 3,000 square feet, and then under 200 per square foot. Just recently over these neighborhoods, we've been kind of looking at as like 220 to 240, and now we're starting to get over into the section where it's like 180. Now that home could still need some upgrades and things within it, but you are going to have some of those options over here. So if you are an investor, if you're looking for like a fix or flip, this is going to be more of the area that you're going to be looking at rather than some of the other places on like the northwest side of Plano. We're now over like the middle point of Park Road. We're about to be getting to 75 highway here soon. And then there's some more farmland along here. The next road that we'll be coming up on is Alma. And at this intersection, you got some more cows, some more farmland, some apartments, actually some like business buildings around here. Now that we're getting closer to 75, you're gonna actually have like some taller buildings over on this section. Now we're going over Alma Drive. And just really apartments over here, and then some other businesses. You can kind of see the buildings popping up on the camera. Some hotels also over in this section, kind of older hotels, but this side is going to have like a lot older feel to it than kind of like at the beginning of this video. A couple gas stations along here. And then this is 75 highway. How this one works is that you actually go over 75 highway. There's no light at this intersection or anything to get onto 75 highway. It's kind of just an up and over, no light, no entrance. Usually you see like a type of entrance over here to get onto the highway system, kind of like the other roads we've taken a tour down, but over here it's like you just kind of go over it and that's it, which is kind of nice if you're having to travel out to like businesses or that are along Park and not having to like wait out a light to get onto this other side. Some more commercial stuff along here, just really businesses. And then once we get a little bit further we'll actually run into some more of the neighborhoods, which the next neighborhood is going to be Plano Park. They're gonna have an HOA of nothing. There's an active in 1967 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 1,095 square feet, listed at $247,000 at $226 per square foot. That's gonna be over to the left once we cross over K Avenue. The other thing that's here is the DART train. So actually the DART for Plano runs over in this side. Once you get over 75 on this east side is where the DART train runs over. And then Plano Park is gonna be over on the left side, and then that's gonna take us into our next neighborhood that I'll drive around, which Plano Park and Armstrong Park are gonna have like the same type of homes within them. Armstrong Park is also gonna have an HOA of nothing, and then there's no actives within here. The barber shop is still here. That's where I used to get my hair cut as a very, very small child. Way back in elementary school. I used to go get my hair cut over here. Because this is where my dad grew up, in this neighborhood. Armstrong Park is over here to the right. I don't even really need to go into these neighborhoods because you can already see like they're out in here. There's no brick, there's no other like wall kind of blocking it off. It's just like, boom, here's the houses, and then you have cars that kind of park along these roads. So these homes in here are gonna be like 270, 300. You could have like a $400,000 house. It's probably gonna be updated. More of these homes are gonna need some updates. They're gonna have some character within them, of course. But that was Plano Park and Armstrong Park. You got some other churches, elementary schools over here on this side. And then this light up here is gonna be Jupiter. And there's another school actually at this intersection as well. Actually, there's two schools over here for Plano ISD. And at this intersection at Jupiter, there's just some like shopping. Looks a little bit nicer on like the commercial stuff. It's like a little bit more updated. Doesn't feel as old. I mean, there's gonna be some like older sections, but there's Bowman Middle School. Now we're going over Jupiter, and then this is gonna take us to the next neighborhoods I'm gonna talk about. So Plano East is over on the left side. There's an HOA of nothing in there. They have an active 1975 4-bed, 2-bath, 1,621 square feet, listed at $349,000 at $215 per square foot. And then Brierwood, which I'll jump into this neighborhood, is gonna be over here to the right. They're gonna have an active 1968 4-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,735 square feet, listed at $510,000 at $186 per square foot. Let me just jump into this street here and show you kind of what these homes look like. So for these homes on this section, I'll talk about it here in a second, but maybe you guys can notice it. Do you see anything? Do you notice anything about this neighborhood? The answer to that is going to be more power lines going into these homes over on this section, where the other neighborhoods, they had most of those utilities running underground. These homes over here are like 1960s, so they got more of these power lines that are going to be kind of running through like the back side of the homes, kind of in your backyard. Just because like older home, older neighborhood, older setup. So for me, like if I was looking to buy over on this section, first of all, I definitely want to take a house that's along this road, like right along Park. These homes, now I take a home that's a little bit further into the neighborhood, but these homes, this road is very noisy, so that's just one thing to kind of keep in mind. It's just gonna be a bit annoying if you buy a home along the along Park Road, so that's why I would pick a home that's a little bit further back. It's nice when they have like that wall at the front of the neighborhood, kind of like this one. I guess that's not really a wall, it doesn't really act like a sound barrier, but some of these bigger walls act a little bit better of a sound barrier with things. All right, this is now Shiloh, the street that we're going over. This intersection just has some grocery store. There is a Bob Woodruff Park over here. You have the big nature preserve as well that's over here too, with some walking trails. So this would be a good area to kind of come out, enjoy nature, walk around. They have like little creeks through here, and they have that big nature preserve. You can kind of see all the sidewalks and this open area that they have set up along here. So if you're like a biker, you just want to go enjoy the outside, this is a good area over on this section along Shiloh, where you'd be able to do that. Oaks is the next neighborhood I'll talk about. That's over to the left, that you can kind of see through like these trees on the backside. That's the Oaks neighborhood. There's gonna be an HOA of nothing in there, and then they also have no actives. And then Los Rios is this neighborhood here that we're gonna turn into. There's an HOA of nothing in here. And then they do have an active, a 1980 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,433 square feet, listed at $499,000 at $205 per square foot. Oh, don't do it, squirrel. Don't do it, squirrel. I thought he was gonna do it. So here's what these homes look like. So a lot of 1-story homes, but then they do have some 2 stories along here as well. And oh, they need to, they got a jungle growing over there. And then the final neighborhood we're gonna talk about is Creekside Estates, which is actually that neighborhood, and it's also across the street here. So not a huge development, but it's kind of got both sides of park. At this intersection of Los Rios, you just got some more, there's just some more pharmacies. There's a State Farm, a gym, you got a Shell gas station, coffee shops, and then we'll drive into this one. We'll drive into Creekside here so I can show you these homes, because these will look just a bit different. Let's see. Let me go through here. Okay, so here's Creekside Estates. And this is the last neighborhood, because after this we get into the next city, which is Parker. So this is actually the last neighborhood, and within this one, most of these are going to be 2-story homes. They do have it there. There's no HOA within this one. They do have an active, a 1992 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 3,003 square feet, listed at $535,000 at $178 per square foot. So I think that one there is like the cheapest price per square foot. Not the cheapest home, but oh, don't hit the mailbox there, Chick-fil-A. And then there's just a small little creek that runs along here, Cottonwood Creek Greenbelt, that you'd be able to kind of walk around. But these homes do look a little bit more updated than some of the other ones. So you can kind of see these ones here. I do think they have like a better curb appeal. This is where I would take a home rather than maybe some of those other ones that we've kind of talked about, because you're also close to the nature preserve, be able to enjoy that. So that is gonna do it for today's video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, checking out some neighborhoods, seeing the driving tour along Park. Let me know if you have any other questions or want me to tour any other areas. Please send me a text or give me a call if you are on a home search, if you are looking to buy or sell within this DFW market. Thank you guys so much for watching. Other than that, peace out, y'all, and take it easy as always. Thanks for checking out my channel and watching that video. I got more videos floating around here. If you're in the market to buy or sell real estate in the DFW area, contact me, Daniel, at the Home Expert Team. I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Besides that, bye.